I love both of your shirts. That's awesome.
Thanks, man.
First off, how are both of y'all today?
We're awesome.
Yeah, can't complain. I'm good.
Cool, cool. Let's talk about Iowa first. What was the inspiration behind that? Like, where were you at? What was the reason did you just decide to make the movie, or did you know somebody who you thought kind of resembled that?
Well, my family's from Iowa, so my grandparents. So I spent a lot of time in the Midwest.
Well, that's confidential.
Growing up, and it became an epidemic there. Methamphetamine wasn't a big deal in the early 80s, but it became a big deal in the 90s. And so when I would visit, I would see the town sort of falling apart. It wasn't like American apple pie anymore. It was more like cranked out kids, just kind of psycho, weird stuff going on. And the stories that people were telling about explosions and all this stuff sort of piqued my interest as a sort of a writer and somebody who wanted to see just piqued my interest to investigate. And so I did, and I thought, this is an interesting concept. Maybe we can make this into a film. And so we did. We just kept on doing research, and we ended up creating a film and writing a movie, based around this change in this small Iowa town.
Cool. I watched it for the first time the other day, and it blew me away. It was really, really a good movie.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you so
a lot
much.
of people really like it. It's some people's favorite movie, of all time. So we're lucky, yeah.
We loved making it. It was a project of passion, and we wanted to tell a real story. So hopefully we did that.
It was believable. I mean, like in high school, one of my teachers showed me the movie Requiem for a Dream, and I was like, ooh, that's scary. And then I saw this one, I was like, oh man, I feel dirty.
That's a pretty cool teacher to show you Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah, his name was Mr. Moore. He was like our history teacher, and he taught me percussion. So I mean, like he was kind of like that role model leadership guy I had. So I mean, he was a pretty cool guy.
That's awesome.
Alrighty. Now, whenever you were making Iowa, did you already have plans to make The Orphan Killer, or did that come later?
No, that came afterward. We made that, and then when you do an independent film, it takes some time because you don't know exactly where it's going to go. Oftentimes with the first indie film, and you got to do promotion, you got to put it in festivals, you got to run promotion, and you got to figure out what's going to happen. At the time, we got into Tribeca about probably 6 or 7 months after we'd even made the film. So it took a while to even get it into a big festival, promote it there, and then we released that film. And then it wasn't for about another year after that until I really started writing The Orphan Killer and came up with that idea when I was visiting our in-laws in New Jersey.
It wasn't The Orphan Killer either. It was Silverface.
It was Silverface.
At the time.
What actually happened was there was a guy on Iowa who was a big fan of the work we were doing in this small town in Iowa, and he brought a mask, like not a mask, but like a sculpture he'd done on like a black board to me. It was like a face. It was just a silver face, and it looked like sort of a slasher mask. And it just sat there for a while, and I would look at it occasionally, and then I thought, well, that's a really interesting concept, and I went out and I bought a mask, and I actually started wearing a mask, and just sort of like playing around with the idea of what it felt like. And then when we were visiting her mother's house, I started getting into this whole thing where I could see the story developing of this kid who was abused, these orphans, and it just kind of, my mind went crazy, and I started writing like I do, and I wrote for like 2 weeks, and the basis of The Orphan Killer and all that backstory and stuff was there, and we got the money together to shoot it. We shot it, and I'd say about 85% of it sucked. It was pretty bad. We brought it back, and
I thought it was good.
Sort of like just like kind of a shit movie, and it was good in terms of like the backstory, but it was like a prequel without any action, without any blood. And so we said, we got to kill people, and this doesn't. Right. So we went in and we decided to going back in at it and bring a different orphan killer in and start just slaying people. And so we drew out, storyboarded out about 10 or 12 different kills, and sort of improv that boiler room stuff, and just shot for 30 days straight, hardcore with great effects and prosthetics. And then I mixed that in with the first shoot, and it was on the second shoot that the Orphan Killer came into my mind, the name, and so it became the Orphan Killer. And then the chant came into my mind, you know, had a mom, had a dad, watched him die, and then went mad, all while filming, you know. And then even more of the dialogue came as we brought it back into post-production and we started to edit the film. That's when the writing really happened. That's when all the dialogue was written in the boiler room. Everything Marcus says was written in post-production. I knew that he was going to speak, and so I would have him pace around Audrey in the boiler room when we were filming, just because I knew I was going to put dialogue there. I just didn't know what it was going to be. I wanted to write to the movement and to the violence. And so that's how we worked it, you know.
And we had a lot of gore in Iowa. We had the
you saw that,
the throat and the finger.
They cut the finger thing out in Iowa. I went with a distributor. I probably, you know, they were okay. At the time, you kind of had to have a distributor to get it on iTunes and get it to where it was going to go.
Yeah, social media was not what it is now when we put out Iowa. So we had to...
It wasn't as raw and uncut, you know.
Yeah.
It was like Iowa really... The finger cut off and stuff like that, you could see the finger come right off, and the guy was holding the finger, and the blood was spurting. But
we just wanted to keep doing that.
Yeah, and we liked that feeling. I think that sat with me pretty well in Iowa when we did that film. I thought the violence and the blood, and I thought the practical effects were really cool when they, you know, put my finger in the hole, and they drilled a hole into the table, and then we put the tip of my finger, and then they built a fake finger, you know, to go. I mean, it was just really cool the way they built the fake finger and the way it came off, and then the tubing they had into it. I thought it was all really unique, and it sat with me. And I thought I'd like to make a slasher. You know, that'd be pretty cool.
Cool. Did the mask come to you like in a dream, or were you just sitting there just drawing it, or did you just say, "This is what I want"?
Well, I had that silver face, so I knew I wanted it to be silver. I always thought like Skeletor was cool, you know, the whole like He-Man thing with the way he laughed and sort of his strange voice. Not like the Orphan Killer, but like just the look of that mask being really skeletal, and then sort of a combination of that and just a bland, sort of blank face, you know, like Myers or somebody like that. I really don't know.
Slipknot,
yeah.
too, was an inspiration.
Yeah,
we wanted the grommets and the, you know, they tie through it. We actually have, let me grab it, excuse me. Is the Trick or Treat Studios mask that's going into stores, Hot Topic and Halloween Town and Spirit and all that.
It's not the official mask that he wore in the film, but it's pretty cool, man.
The mask is really scary, like, and him just walking around and mumbling and talking, like, it really did kind of freak me out a little bit.
This one
Awesome.
Did pretty good too. You know?
That looks so cool. So, like, can you, like, tie it, like, make it small or big so it fits everybody?
It's big enough, bro.
Oh. That
It's
is so cool.
I'm waiting for down there. Hang on.
So, do you all have, like, anything you do before you shoot a scene? Like, do you kind of, like, get together, group hug? Like, do you have, like, any rituals, basically?
Group hug before we kill.
I mean, it seems right.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, we are very loving and, I would say, nice people. We would kill everyone. Not necessarily rituals. The team that we put together when we were making the Orphan Killer, everyone was really awesome.
Sorry.
And that's okay. And, you know, very professional, and everyone was really part of a team. Really, everybody just wanted to make the best possible film and put it all up on film.
On the
So
first show,
he was asking about rituals, if we have any rituals before we shoot.
No, I mean, I think it's just, you know, we know we're going into sort of war.
A battle.
You know?
We're going into battle. We know that it's going to be long days, long, hard days. And
It's not like glamorous, you know, it's like coal mining or something. I mean, you're in like dark spaces. I'm lifting lights, ladders, climbing up on things, wrapping, just blacking out different locations. And, you know, it's like a 50-pound camera, you know, and you got that on your shoulder half the day, and so at the end of the day, you got a big bruise and stuff. I mean, it's not like, it's not what people think. Like, it's, oh, this is, you know, the end product when you get to go promote a film, and that's fun.
Yeah.
You know, and
you
that's,
get to dress up and enjoy what everybody gets to see. But
that's a little more luxurious. But
I think when we get together, though, when we're on set, you know, before we do it, we all talk and about, you know, what Matt wants to see that day and what we need to accomplish. So I think that would be really the only ritual, is that we do get together and talk about, go through the, you know, all the drawings that were
we have storyboards, and
yeah.
we just storyboard everything out, and then I sit down with everybody and I just say, okay, let's get around and let's talk about this. And I'll hold it up and I'll say, this is the first kill. This is what we're filming today. Here's the different steps in which we're going to do it. And here's the lights we need. Here's where I want the camera, the dolly, hydraulic dolly, what lenses maybe we need, we talk about. And with Diane, we'll just talk separately, and we'll talk about what we're going through here with the character. And then usually we have to do a few rounds with her first, you know, to get her kind of warmed up and piss her off enough to get angry. And some people are that way, you know, where, like, you know, people work out or they play sports or whatever, you know, they got to get hit a couple times before they actually even ignite and turn. But she gets going, and then we just sort of let her go, you know, and we just film and do some improv stuff, and it seems to turn out really well. So we're really looking forward to making the next film, doing it again.
So there will be a sequel.
I'm trying, you know. We got 2.1 million illegal downloads of The Orphan Killer right now, and growing, and you know.
And we don't want to punish people for that, you know. I mean,
well, a lot of it's South America. A lot of it's people that don't have money. I mean, their money is like, you know, $1 for them is like $100, you know. So it's tough.
We
for
want them to see it,
right?
Also, you know, want to be able to eat.
Right? Yeah, I feel you. So,
no, I think they're largely unaware of it, to be honest with you. In America, I mean, your friends probably had never heard of it, right? I mean, they were like, I haven't heard of it, you know. So we're still creating awareness about the first film, and I think the second film, if it's bigger budget, and it's put out in a bigger way in terms of the marketing and stuff, it's just going to explode that first film out the box, because people are going to say,
yeah. And everybody, I mean, I literally get messages every day about, when are you going to do TOK2, and which is awesome, and I'm so happy that people want to see more. It's just that we are still working on promoting this film and trying to get it out in every country in the world. So you know, people just have to stick around and wait for us, and hopefully we can do that soon.
The website where you can buy the DVD, I mean, y'all have it set up really cool. Like, you can get the DVD, then get the DVD signed, shirts, the mask. Like, it's really cool.
yeah, thanks, man. I designed that store.
You did, really. I was excited, man. I was like, I want that. Let's go.
It's really cool, man. The mask is awesome too. The new one, I like both of them. I have the old school version too, which is a little smaller and a little more constrictive and tight. It would probably fit you well, actually. This new one is like bigger and like more broad. People like anywhere like could pick it up and put it on, and it would fit them.
Yeah, but it's equally as sick and amazing.
It's equally as sick. So we've got two versions, you know. But this one is the trick or treat. This is going to be in Hot Topic and Halloween Town, and you know, hopefully people buy that thing, and we, you know, it helps to spread awareness about the film.
Oh, I was telling Diane, like, once it comes in, I'm just gonna start walking around the town with it.
Yeah, people
awesome.
love it.
That's
man.
what we need. We need more people like you.
People love it.
You know, I don't.
It's crazy. It's like not Myers, so they don't recognize it. Like when they first see it, they're like, they freak out.
Like,
What the?
is
Oh
that?
my God! Fuck! They're so scared, bro, because they don't know what it is. Myers, like you know, oh, it's somebody in a Michael Myers mask. Like, you recognize it. This guy, people don't know what it is, so be careful. Like, when you wear it.
Ooh, something new. Hopefully.
Exactly.
So, how much blood was used in this movie? Because, like, it just seems like tanks worth of blood in it.
Poured 14 gallons?
Yeah.
13 or 14 gallons?
16.
16?
At the end, it was 16. Yeah.
The count is 16.
That is crazy. So, like,
a lot of blood. I mean, we destroyed every place we went into.
Not really.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. We got kicked out of one church. That was not good. And, you know, but everyone was really very kind about us. But we filmed at my elementary school in New Jersey, and the name of the school is Connecticut Farms. And by the time we left,